Hello folks, I thought I'd change the angle of the camera for today's video. I did have someone point out, not complain, but just point out that my piano stool is rather creaky. So I'm now sitting on a chair, so hopefully you won't get that creak. And yeah, I'll try to adjust that. I've fixed this piano stool so many times. It needs replacing, but it's hard to find one in the same cherry finish as the piano. I know it's not important, but I'm a wood guy. So today I wanted to just sort of go over some things that we've talked about in the past. Right here I've got a Korean-made guitar by Enya. It's the Mari series. I've done videos on these before. This is a slightly different one with the solid spruce top and mahogany back instead of the black walnut. And I sell these for about $150, $160, and they are solid wood, and they are real rosewood boards, and they are set up with a full luthier setup and D'Addario strings. I go through all the parameters of setup and make sure that it plays great. And most, people come over and play them, and a lot of people immediately recognize that, hey, I'm getting a solid top guitar for half the price I would pay at Guitar Center. I mean, you cannot touch a solid select wood guitar at Guitar Center for this price. And this is the advantage of buying used, or buying from Craigslist, or buying from Facebook Marketplace. And a lot of people recognize that. But every once in a while you get somebody, it's usually male. It's always male. I don't know why that is. They come over, and within the first 5 seconds, sometimes 10, 20 seconds, you realize you're in for it. They sit down, they start noodling, and within 10 seconds, they've told you every guitar in their collection, and it's quite obvious that they're playing this $160 guitar and trying to compare it to their $500 Taylor or $1,000 Martin or $500 Guild. And as much as you tell them that's not fair, you can't compare apples and oranges like that. This is a good entry-level solid top guitar, and you have to judge it as that. You can't stack it up against your favorite guitar in your collection that you spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on. But every once in a while you get somebody who does that, and the way that they're playing the guitar and going through the gears, so to speak, you just know they're not going to buy it. They're just not going to buy it because they've already set a standard. They basically want a $500 guitar for $100. And usually these are the types of people that have experience and are around instruments a lot, and sort of your old-timer type guys. And I just don't understand why they can't get that, past their sense of proportion and values. It just doesn't make sense to me how they can try to make that comparison stick in their brains. And of course you get the others that they eventually walk away because the headstock doesn't say what they want it to say. And I had a very funny comment from a couple of customers of mine that refer to them as headstock sniffers, which I think is rather funny. I'm going to borrow that if I may. They're headstock sniffers, and the fact that there's an unknown Korean manufacturer on the headstock is just a bridge too far for them. They just can't do it. Even at this paltry price for a solid top guitar with good materials, they can't do it. They have to have, something on the headstock that is recognizable, trendy, has the right logo and that sort of thing. These are the people that have to wear Nike, or they have to wear LL Bean jackets and things like that. I don't understand those people at all, because even in the clothing market, a lot of those things are made in the same sweatshops, and just because it has a swoosh on it, it's suddenly worth 500 times more. I don't understand that. I don't understand how they try to apply that to the guitar world. But there's a sort of sense of proportion that people should have inbuilt. When you're looking at something to judge it for what it is, and if you're going to compare it like for like with something. You know, I would compare this, for instance, with a Yamaha 800 series guitar you can get for $250, or the old 700 series for was it $199 on Amazon. That's a fair comparison. Or compare it to an entry-level Ibanez or Alvarez guitar. You know, the very entry-level sort of solid spruce top guitars that usually sell at Guitar Center around $250, $300. That's the correct comparison to make with this, not your top most prized guitar in your collection. It's not going to play like that. It's just not. It's unfair to expect that. So yeah, I sort of made this video before, and I feel a bit guilty for saying it again, but it's just on my mind how so many people that claim to have this depth of guitar knowledge fall into this trap. And if you want a Guild or a Martin or a Taylor or a Breedlove or something high-end, then shop for high-end. Go to a shop, try out 10 guitars, pay retail, get a warranty, do all that. It's fine. It's absolutely legitimate way to buy a guitar. Don't go to someone's house on Craigslist and look at their first act guitar or their well, this guitar here or something unknown and expect it to perform like your top brand guitar. It's just not fair. You're wasting everyone's time. And the reason I'm making this video is because I had to deal with this chap for over half an hour, and I was almost late for work because of him. And I just knew that he wasn't going to be able to get by the name on the headstock and the fact that this $160 solid top guitar doesn't match up to, you know, the top 1 or 2 guitars in his collection at home. Never understand that. I seem to get those every once in a while, and they're always guys. So I've actually never had a woman customer that does that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it says about gender, but yeah, I've had female customers that do it with violins, but not with guitars. So it's an interesting subject for conversation. Maybe you can enlighten me with your gender philosophies on that one. I'll look forward to it. See you next time.